Hi, and welcome to Health Chat for the autumn season. I'm Karin Carroll, the Public Health Director in the City of Gloucester, and I'm joined today by Cindy Junker, the school nurse leader for the public schools here in Gloucester, and Kelly Reese, our public health nurse at the health department. And we're going to talk about a few timely health subjects to think about the fall this season and what you can do to stay healthy and happy through the fall season. The fall's a great time of year. It's back to school, it's back to work, it's back to routine. There's lots of nice fall traditions and foods and things like that that we want to make sure people enjoy and have a healthy season, getting ready before a long winter when we tend to share colds and flu and other things like that. So we'll talk about a lot of these things, what you can do to stay healthy and what the kids at school can do to stay healthy, how you can work with the school and your public health nurse through the fall to make sure you have a good, healthy fall. So I think I'll turn it over now to Cindy Junker, our school nurse leader. And Cindy's going to just give us some practical points about getting kids back to school and routine and whatnot. So
thank you.
Cindy, thanks for joining us today.
You're very welcome. Parents and guardians should make sure that they have all of their students' immunizations up to date and make sure they get them to the school in time. Review hygiene tips with their children, hand washing, it's very important. Coughing into your elbow, that keeps everybody healthier during the fall season as we're all inside. Establishing a regular bedtime and a regular wake-up time to get good sleep for their children in order to have them ready to participate in school every day. And also keeping technology out of their bedrooms at night, keeping the cell phones out, keeping the computers off, the televisions off, because it leads for interrupted sleep with all of those distractions at night for the students. Other good things that we need to do is make sure that everyone has a good breakfast either at home or at school. They can avail themselves of the school breakfast if they don't do it at home, or even a carry-out breakfast, like a granola bar or something they can take with them, or 100% juice is also good. But it's very important to start your day with food to wake up your brain so you can be ready to learn.
Yeah, good point. How about healthy lunches for packing lunches for kids who bring their own lunch or that buy at school? But I'm trying to think of some creative lunch ideas to get some good nutrition in for kids.
We have a lot of picky eaters.
Yes, I do too. Yep.
So there's a really good website, the USDA School Lunch and School Snack Guide. And it's a really great place for you to be able to find. And there's another one called foodandhealth.com. And those are very good. What they talk about is, like, when you're talking about a snack, a calorie limit to the snack should be under 200 calories and also have less than 35% fat, less than 35% sugar, unless it's all natural sugar. So some really good ideas for packing like recess snacks for children, are like berries, strawberries, or blueberries. Even blackberries are really good, like in a little baggie. Bananas, those are really portable. If it's not a very young child, apples, because I've noticed young children, they have to have it cut up. And so by the time it's recess time, they're a little brown. They're not as appealing for people to eat. Those tiny little clementines are good because even little kids can open those up and eat them. Sometimes like nuts and berries mixed with like a granola or granola bars are a good alternative for some children. Baked tortilla chips with guacamole. That's easy. You can
getting me hungry.
So there's a whole bunch of things. Grapes are easy. Vegetable, carrot sticks, or even cheese sticks, or those little baby bells, things like that. Those are easy to carry, and they fill kids up, and they don't have too much sugar for all of our friends who have a little bit too much energy.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Great
You're
ideas.
welcome.
Yep.
Very good.
Did you want to talk about the start of flu season and germ prevention? You mentioned coughing into your sleeve and the importance of hygiene, and I know
So-
Kelly wants to talk a little more about flu season as well.
I kind of like to talk about when to send your students to school.
Great.
A lot of people tend to keep their children out with colds. Your children can come to school. They need to come regularly. They need to establish a pattern of school attendance. It's very important to start with regular school attendance, even in preschool. So if your child does not have a fever, they should be in school. We can deal with the little colds and coughs. We teach them hand washing every day. After they blow their nose, hand washing with soap and water and dry with paper towels, coughing into their elbow, like we talked about. We want kids to be in school. Also, children with chronic illnesses such as asthma or diabetes, or even like epilepsy, those children should be in school as well. The nurse can work with the parent and the physician to make sure that child is safe at school. They can have
Great.
all of their medications are at school, and it will be kept either with the child or with the nurse, whatever is safest for that child and whatever the doctor and the parent recommend.
Cindy, if parents are concerned or not sure whether their child can go to school or not, if they're too sick, or what would you recommend they do?
So the guideline is any temperature over 100.1, the
Okay.
child should remain at home until they are fever-free for 24 hours.
Okay.
If the parent is confused, they can always call the school nurse and discuss that with her. Every school has a nurse on duty during school hours. They're there 15 minutes before school starts until like 15 minutes after school ends.
Oh, great.
And they have email addresses that anyone can reach them at as well.
Oh, that's good.
Good to
yes,
know, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
So they are a resource for parents,
Mm-hmm.
and we like open lines of communication between the school nurse and the school counselors, the principal, the teachers, and the parents. Because
Yeah.
together we will have much healthier children.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I want to talk a little bit about school anxiety because
It's a biggie.
many children have they're concerned about going to school. They might cry before school, so their mother might want to keep them home. They might be their fear or anger or not wanting to socialize, or they have stomach aches every day or nausea. I urge the parents to send those students to school, and we will work with them to discover what is going on with that child. Are they being bullied? Are they just afraid? Have they never been away from their mom before, and this is anxiety provoking? There are school adjustment counselors to
Okay.
work with the students, as well as the teacher and the school nurse, to make children feel comfortable. It may not be comfortable at first, but they have to get used to coming. So.
Right. And Cindy, anxiety with older kids, it presents itself a little differently, but how would you handle that if you are concerned that your child is still experiencing anxiety around going to school? At what point do you reach out to the school, and who at the school should you reach out to?
So there are several people at the school that can assist you.
Yeah.
A little bit of anxiety is healthy. We all get anxious. You know, you get anxious when there's something happy going on. There's a wedding, or it's the start of a new school year. A little anxiety is good. But when it becomes all-encompassing and you can't handle your regular daily activities, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah.
Or when your child doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning, or they don't want to participate in their regular activities, then that's an issue. And I would discuss that with a school counselor. Adjustment counselors are there to work with the children. High school students will come to the nurse, and we will send them to the adjustment counselor. We'll introduce them, and they can work with that person. Or sometimes they present themselves to the adjustment counselor.
Great.
These people are well known to the students. They go to classes and introduce themselves.
Good.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah. those resources are there.
The
if
resources
kids
are
need
in
them.
our schools for these children
Yeah.
and for their parents as well. And parents shouldn't hesitate to call and make us aware that these issues are happening with their children, because we'd like to alleviate as soon as possible. We don't want kids to be out of school for numerous days
Yep.
before we know what's going on.
Right.
So we can help you work with your child, because the longer you're out of school, the more anxiety provoking school is.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then you don't develop those friendships at school. If you're out more than you're in, you don't have that connection with school.
Right. Yep. Good point. Wow. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So Kelly, you want to move to the flu season, which is a big
Sure.
focus of your work this time of year?
Yeah, so for many years, Cindy and I have worked together to provide in-school flu clinics for all the students, and we also go around and vaccinate all the teachers as well.
Great.
So this year, we have, like many years in the past, we make copies of all the insurance forms, the permission forms, and we put, for preschool to grade 8, we put them in their folders, in their backpacks to take home. And then from grade 9 to 12, we mail those insurance forms out, because we know how older kids can be with forms. Getting lost.
We do mail home middle school.
Oh, we do.
ones too.
In the middle school. Okay, I apologize. Yeah.
No, that's
Middle
good to
school
know.
students.
Yeah.
Middle school don't. I
Yeah, so
agree.
keep an eye out in your mailbox for those forms, and then also the ones in the backpacks for the kids. And send those back, and our clinics will run in the school on the week of October 16th,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So that is something that's coming up for children. The CDC recommends that everyone aged 6 months and older gets the annual flu shot this year. It's very important, especially, as Cindy mentioned, for children with chronic health issues like diabetes and asthma. If they get the flu virus, they can potentially be hospitalized or have some more chronic issues that can develop, such as pneumonia or things like that. So it's very important to get yourself immunized as well, because then you're protecting those who may not be, like any babies under 6 months, people who cannot receive the vaccine due to any health contraindications. But also if you take care of elderly parent, like mom or dad or a parent. So just trying to immunize as many people as we can in the community. In order to kind of make the flu vaccine more appealing to people, we've created a spokes insect named WellBe. And so we brought him back from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC had created WellBe character that exemplified well-being. And they created this about 50 years ago to help promote the oral polio vaccine. And so WellBe first did that, and then he was sent off to do all other campaigns and assignments that included diphtheria and tetanus immunizations, hand washing, physical health and activity. So he's been around the block. So we brought him back from retirement, and he's now employed by the health department to be wise and immunize. So he's our little character. You'll see him about on our Facebook page. He's kind of taken over that. We have an ad running with all the flu clinic dates. We've also have a banner with him on at all of our clinics. So when you see WellBe, we want you to think of well-being and health and the health department.
There you go.
So that's our new little character.
Yeah, we're happy to have him in our department.
Yes.
Yep.
And we also have a radio ad so you can hear his voice too.
Oh.
See what he sounds like.
I can't wait to hear him.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm WellBe, the spokes insect for Gloucester Health Department. I'm buzzing in to deliver an important message. Flu season is around the corner. Protect yourself and your family this season with an annual flu vaccine for everyone over age 6 months. While the timing of flu season is unpredictable, seasonal flu activity can begin as early as October and can last into May. So get your flu vaccine today. Clinic dates and times are online at gloucester-ma.gov and click on flu. This is WellBe buzzing out.
He's very cute.
Yeah.
And then also for all the school clinics, we'll have some Cape Ann Bowling Alley was very generous in donating a bunch of bowling coupons. So this is a free string for bowling. So this will be given to all the kids who get their vaccine in school. And then it will also, we have a lot, so we'll give them out at public clinics as well.
That's great.
So you'll get that.
Should I mention about the nasal spray, or
Oh,
should we?
yeah. So this year, there is no flu mist, which is
Right.
the nasal flu vaccine.
We miss it.
Yes.
I know. It
So-
makes the job of getting kids
Right.
their flu vaccine a lot harder, and I
Right.
know that from being a parent myself. So I think
Exactly.
these extra steps that Kelly has taken to make it a little more friendly, and some little rewards for the kids will
Yes.
hopefully make your jobs a little
Yeah.
easier.
We have discovered that in school, the children are a little bit better than when they might be with their mom or dad because they are more brave in front of their friends.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true too.
So
For
we,
some,
we
some
have
too.
we have pretty good luck, and
Yeah.
and we have assistance sometimes when we
Yeah.
need it to
Yeah. People they're
to
familiar with
vaccinate.
and they connect
Yes.
with in the school will come, a favorite teacher
Oh,
or an
good.
aide will come and sit with them to keep them calm. So
Great.
I really appreciate the help that the school offers.
and then we're just fast.
Yes, yeah. They go fast, they don't even feel it.
And does it hurt a lot when the kids have the shot? I mean,
No, I think it's
so
the
small prick.
anticipation
Right.
of getting a shot, and
Okay.
they go to the doctor's office and they might get many at one time, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot overwhelming. So they just go back to that memory.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of kids, they'll cry, and then you'll do it, and they're like, "What? That's it?"
Yes, exactly.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so we could reassure our children that it's a small pinprick and
Yes.
really simple, not
Yes.
painful. That's
Right.
good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's very effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We definitely.
And the
need
reason
to-
they stopped the flu mist was they found it was not effective.
right,
Yeah.
or as effective
As
as the
effective,
vaccine.
yeah.
Not as effective as they would have liked it to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. So that is not recommended this year, and it is not available.
Okay.
And it's not being manufactured.
Okay.
So we won't have that. But other vaccine that we will have at our public clinics, to kind of switch gears towards adults, is a high-dose flu vaccine. So this is
Great.
made for individuals 65 and older. I
Okay.
cannot give it to anyone younger than 65. But this, as we age, our immune system kind of weakens, and you could be a very healthy 65, 66-year-old, but just with age comes that weakened immune system. So this vaccine has 4 times the antigen, which will create a greater immune response to the vaccine antibodies.
Interesting.
So, or the antigen, and the antibodies will build a greater immune response. So this is something that I highly recommend. I'm going to give it to you to
For
show.
anyone over 65,
65.
you recommend this for everyone in
do.
that age group? Okay,
Right.
good to know.
So this will be available at all of our public clinics while we have supply. I can always do a mid-season order to get more, but our first clinic is October 3rd from 9 to 1 at the Rose Baker Senior Center. So we do have a large majority of this population that comes. So I do recommend coming early on to our earlier clinics if you wish to receive this. But I know that some local pharmacies as well may have this. Our flu clinics and the health department sponsored flu clinics, we do not have a copay. So some insurance companies and some pharmacies will require a copay for this, but we do not.
Oh, good.
So
Good to
all of our
know.
flu vaccine this year is preservative free, and there's no copay. It's free, and we're at a lot of locations this year out in the public, as well as if you have a mom or an elderly or just someone that's homebound, we can do home visits for those individuals, as well as vaccinate all the caregivers in the home as well, because that's very important. So
great.
the health department is here for the public
That's wonderful.
to get our vaccination rates up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Kelly, if someone does have someone who's homebound that they would like to talk about getting vaccinated, should they reach out to you
Yeah, so just
personally
call
and
me
call the health
directly.
department?
My direct line is 978-325-5266. And just call. If I'm not there, just please leave a message. I'll get back to you. And I will come out and do that. So,
Great.
yeah. And
That's
the
wonderful.
best resources for more information on the flu is the cdc.gov/flu. This will give you information on how to prevent the flu, the different vaccines that are available and any treatment treatment options that if you do get the flu virus. And then more information on our clinics is available at our city website, which is gloucester-ma.gov, and then we have a little tab on the left-hand side for flu info. So click that, and it will go right to all of our clinics that we have scheduled.
Great.
I also want to, since you're talking about the flu forms, etc., the school department forms will be available on our school website under parent forms in case your child either does not bring the forms home or they get misplaced at home.
Right.
So that every child who brings a form back to school that is signed by their parent giving permission for flu vaccine will be vaccinated at school that week.
Right.
Unless the child gives such a problem that we'll call the parent and say, maybe you could do this. But that happens very infrequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
And you know what? The preservative-free vaccine is very important for some parents.
Right.
And so for them to know that, that will make them
Right. All of our
comfortable.
vaccines, so
Yes.
even at our
Yes.
public clinics for
Yes.
adults, is all preservative-free this year. So it's
That's great.
A good turn for that. With any concerns with that, there's never been any identification to say that caused any issues. But it also was for my nurses that I have volunteer nurses. It's a little safer, safety needles for that, and it's quicker.
Yes.
So
Great.
Yes.
that's another
Well,
reason
that's
why we
good
did
too.
that. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And again, I think you both stressed the importance of the hand washing and hygiene,
Yeah.
especially with the kids all coming back to school in together, and really making sure that we prevent the spread of germs. Good hand washing, can't beat it, right?
Right. Yep.
So great. Well, Cindy, we thank you so much for joining us and appreciate all the work that you're doing in the schools to keep our kids healthy and safe. And Kelly, we thank you for your hard work on this flu season. I think it'll be a good fall, getting as many folks in town vaccinated as possible, protecting them from, you never know what kind of flu season we'll
Right.
have. So
We
better
don't.
safe than sorry, and not be sick for the holidays and everything else you want to
Right.
enjoy this fall and winter. So I think that's all for today from us. Thanks for joining us, and you can reach us at the health department or follow us on Facebook. And we'll see you in the winter for some more winter health tips. Take care.